morning friends, I am Basura sir. Welcome to economic classes. Today we are going to deal with the second chapter, the theory of consumer behavior. Friends, in the title itself, the theory of consumer behavior, there are three words. That is theory, consumer and behavior. Theory means it's a law. Consumer is a person, whoever it may be, one who is going to use the different goods and services to fulfill his wants or his desires or anything else. Then he is going to call as consumer, which means the consumer is one who consumes the different goods and services in order to fulfill his needs, wants and demands is called consumer. Then behavior is a psychological factor of a human being where he may think differently from one person to other person, right? So here we are going to study in this chapter how a consumer thinks with related to different commodities in order to fulfill different wants and desires. Okay, so here the theory of consumer behavior, the behavior differs from one person to other person, from one place to other place, and from one particular point of time to other particular point of time. So the main factors which influencing on the consumer behavior are the price, the income of a consumer and the quality, quantity of the commodity. So these are very general, where the behavior of a consumer may differs from one particular place to other particular place, and the same from one person to other person. So the main influencing factors on a consumer behavior are mentioned here with some of the highlighting influencing factors. Let us discuss them one by one. The first one, marketing factors. This is very important. All the consumers usually are going to influence much by these marketing factors. The same way, personal factors, psychological factors, situational factors, cultural factors, social factors, economical factors, political factors, environmental factors. Like that, if we go on finding the factors, there are so many of different factors which are going to influence the consumer behavior. But some of that I have recorded here, and that how they are very important, which are mainly influencing on the consumer behavior. Let us see them one by one. These are the marketing factors which are influenced by the marketer or the producer with the different strategies. That how he is going to influence on the behavior of the consumer. It may be with the design of his product. See, many of the times we say we are going to influence, we are going to change our thinking by looking to the design, how the design is, whether it is more colorful or whether it is with a different shapes, with a different that is what models. That's how we are going to see, and by that our behavior is going to change. We don't like the same kind of design, and the same you may not also like. So you may like your own design, I may like my own design, and like different people are going to like their different designs. Like that, on the basis of design, my thinking, my behavior is going to change for the product. The same way, the price, as we already discussed, the price. So if the price is more, if I am very sensitive about the price, then I don't purchase of the commodity more when the price increases. Some of those who are there in the environment or in the society who never cares of the price, they may think themselves because of the prestige, then even though the price increases, they may purchase the different commodities. So here the behavior for me, the behavior for you, the behavior for others with related to price may differs. Some may because of the prestige, even though there is increase in the price, they never think of this price and they may purchase more of the things. And some of those who will come in the middle income people or low income people, and also those who are very sensitive about the price, if a little increase in the price, they purchase less of the commodity. Like that, their behavior changes. And coming to the next one, the promotion, which means how the advertisement that the manufacturer is going to give, the manufacturer or the producer or this seller, how he is going to give the advertisement. By looking to so many of advertisement only, we are going to influence. See, one of my favorite heroes or one of my cricketers, if they are going to give some of these advertisements, by influenced of those persons, we are going to buy those goods. Correct? So this is how you might remember Sachin, Kohli, or some of Allu Arjun and Yash, Darshan. So these are the some people where they are going to influence on these commodities by acting as an ambassador for those commodities. So there also the behavior is going to change. And coming to the package, how the package is there, whether it is one folded, two folded, three folded or multi-folded packages, whether it is wrapped with the colorful papers or not. So some that matters also changes our behavior. So this is again one of the important factor which is under marketing factor, which influences on our behavior. Then coming to the brand, see nowadays some of the people who are mostly influenced by the brands which have already created their goodwill in the mindset of some consumers. So that consumer are going to always prefer those kind of brands which are already influenced by those brands. So in that case, what is going to happen here, their behavior never changes, or their behavior is stick to that brand what they are already purchasing. Some of those who are never minds of these brands, they won't care of this, their behavior again compared to those who are totally influenced by the brand is going to change. So some of these, like that, so many of other marketing factors which are going to influence on the behavior of a consumer, they are there, but these are some of very important factors in the marketing factors. Coming to the next one, that is personal factors which related to a consumer. So here what it may be age. So age point of view, we are going to divide in different stages. That is, one is very small kid, that is what babies, and then after that young men and old age. So the behavior of these babies, young men and old age, so this is going to change, this is going to differ from one age to other age. The behavior of that also changes. Babies where they like of eatables, toys and something else. Young people where they like of some snacks and bike, petrol, and those which are attracted by those things. And men's are in the middle age people, they just think of not to waste more of money and just want to settle themselves, and during that time they are not going to much influenced by these kind of things. And old age people, however, they have already completed 75% of their life. What they do, just they want to stay their life in their home itself, to want to be happy, and that's how they may stay in their home and just to happily to live the life. So this is how here age factor point of view, on the basis of age, people are going to behave differently. And coming to the next one, that is on the basis of gender, they're male and female. You know already, male who are not attracted much of cosmetics, whereas females are more attracted with cosmetics. The same way, males where they are attracted with so many of different games, mobile games, that, this and all, correct? So here the behavior, what I am trying to say is, cosmetics, this is one example I am giving, where more of the girls or females are going to attracted, and in that only again different kinds of cosmetics are going to influence more of these females, not of males. So there may be some of the males who are also using that things, that is different story, but usually females are going to use more of cosmetics, and that is their behavior towards the cosmetics to purchase more compared to the male. Okay, that is one thing here. And coming to the next one, education, those who are educated, their behavior compared with the uneducated people again different. Educated, they always try to invest where they can earn more. Uneducated, what they earn, they are going to spend more on what they want to actually purchase or consume themselves. So like that, the consumer's behavior changes from educated with the uneducated. Okay, this is one point under personal factors. And coming to the income level, as I was already saying, income is very important. If I have more income, I purchase more. My taste and preference increases with related to increase in my income. My spending also increases due to increase in income. If my income goes up, my spending also goes up. So this is how those who have more income, their behavior towards the commodity increases, that to purchase more of them, and those income decreases, their behavior towards the commodity decreases, mean to say that to purchase those things. Okay, so this is what personal factors. And coming to the next one, psychological factors. What is psychological factors? It is interest, or it may be perception. Interest, consumers must have their interest towards the commodity what they are purchasing. So it is not mean that all have same interest on same commodity. Just I give an example of this chalk piece. The chalk piece, of different companies, and different companies have different kinds of chalk paste, different colors, and different things that they are going to that is what we are calling them characteristic in that chalk paste. But all will not like the same kind of same company chalk paste, because that is their interest. Some may say that it is a that is what dustless. Some may say it is smooth, that smooth handwriting that we can write on the board and all. That behavior again changes from one person to other person, and that they must have interest. People have more interest, then they purchase more, and their behavior favorable towards that commodity. If the people have no interest, then they won't purchase more of that particular commodity. Then coming to the next one, that is about perception. It's the same. Perception is nothing but what? How they think about the commodity. Whether they have good opinion on the commodity or bad opinion on the commodity, right? So if they have good opinion on the commodity, then they have a good behavior towards that commodity. Otherwise, no, they won't purchase more of that commodity. So this kind of way behavior is going to change because of the psychological factors. And the last factor that we are going to discuss in this, that is situational factors. Situational factors means favorable situation or unfavorable situation. So this is the summer. So during the summer season, the favorable situation or favorable behavior towards the cold drinks or ice creams and some of the which make us so cold, right? So this is how, that is the favorable situation which creates that to purchase more on that. So like that, so behavior of the consumer depends on the situation, favorable or unfavorable. During this hot season, we don't prefer more of hot drinks like tea, coffee, boost, Horlicks, milk and all, right? So we prefer more of cold drinks, ice cream, and which make us cold, right? Cool. So that is what we are going to see in this behavior point of view. That is situational factors. It may be favorable or unfavorable, that again influences on the consumer behavior, right? So this is how we are going to study into this. And next one, that behavior is going to studied under two main theories again. Yes, we are going to study this consumer behavior into two main theories. That is one utility theory, other one is indifference preference theory. Utility theory and indifference preference theory. In the whole chapter of this, we are going to study about utility theory as well as indifference preference theory. These are the two theories which are going to influence or divided on the basis of consumer behavior. So let us go to the first one, that is utility theory. What the utility theory tells us. So before going to the utility theory, let us understand what is that utility. So utility is anything which satisfies the human wants, or we are going to say that it is the power of a commodity which satisfies the consumer's wants and desires. I repeat once again, it is the power of consumers' wants that to be satisfied by the consumer. Okay, which means it is the power of a commodity which satisfies the consumer's wants, desires, right? So that is what we are going to call utility. So this utility theory as propounded by some of the developers. We are going to see some of the developers here, that is Professor Jevons, Professor Walras and Professor Menges. As I was saying, some of the questions may also come on these kind of topics for the competitive exams. So that what they may ask, the developers of that is what utility theory has been done by some of the economists here, that is Professor Jevons, Professor Walras and Professor Menges. So these are the some of the economists where they have developed this utility theory. So coming to this utility theory, so utility, as I already told to you, it is a want satisfying power of a commodity, right? So that utility looking towards the satisfaction looks similar. Utility and satisfaction both look similar, but also these are little different from each other by some of the differentiation points. So let us see that how this utility and satisfaction are going to change from one to another with some of differentiation points here. So coming to the utility point of view, the first one, utility, it is the expected satisfaction. Expected satisfaction means we are going to expect something from the commodity to fulfill our wants. So we have not yet consumed here, just we are expecting how much of satisfaction that I can derive, that we are going to understand in the utility. Whereas coming to the satisfaction, it is a realized satisfaction. Realized satisfaction, which means it is only after the consumption of the commodity. Realized. Once if I consume something, what is the happiness I am going to derive, what is the satisfaction I am going to derive, that I am going to understand in the satisfaction. So utility is a expected satisfaction, satisfaction is a realized satisfaction or happiness. Coming to the second point, so utility is the before consumption, whereas satisfaction is the after consumption. Utility, it is the expected, as already told, it is the before consumption, before consuming something else, and that is what we are expecting, some kind of happiness, that is utility. Whereas satisfaction is after the consumption only. So the happiness what we are going to derive, that we can't say before only the consumption of the thing, that will be said only after the consumption. What the happiness that we are going to say after the consumption, it is going to said as is a satisfaction. Okay, this is one. And coming to this next point, that utility is not confused with the usefulness, because we are going to decide ourselves before consumption only whether to have or whether to consume that commodity or not. That is what, there is no difficulty in identifying the usefulness of the commodity under utility, but it is difficult under satisfaction to identify or to know what is the usefulness of the commodity, because until and unless we consume that commodity, we can't call it as a satisfaction. Only after the consumption only we say that whether it is used or not. And but once if it consumed, once we have already had, then it is difficult to identify whether it is useful or not. Okay, so one example I can tell here, that utility tells before consumption of the poison we may die. This is what we are very clear with the conclusion, no confusion here, right? So before consuming the poison we say that we die. This is utility. After consumption of the poison, if I say that it is not good or it is not useful, then by that time we won't be there, right? So here there is no confusion with related to the usefulness of the commodity, that is utility, whereas there is a confusion in case of usefulness, that is satisfaction. And coming to the next one, that is utility, which speaks about utility doesn't speak about the morality, whereas this satisfaction is going to speak about the morality, which means ethics, beliefs, and that all we are going to see in case of this one, in these two. That is what after the consumption of anything, we decide whether it is good or not, and by that we are going to say whether it is good means it is morality, bad means it is not morality. Okay, so utility which does not speak of or no it will not tell about the morality, whereas this one satisfaction speaks about the morality. And coming to the next one, the last differentiation point of this utility and satisfaction, that utility is a subjective nature, and whereas satisfaction is a objective in nature. So these are some of the differentiation points that we have to differentiate utility as well as satisfaction. Okay, so this is what we plan to take in this class, and we have completed today. So in the next class we just go through the different concepts of utility, and further the topic goes on. Thank you so much.